Hello. Welcome to this new video. This time we're gonna go over Netcat and what you need to know to become proficient at it and also to do good in your CEH exam. The first thing that I wanted to show you is how to do a port scanning with Netcat, and it's super simple. In this case, you're gonna do Netcat is the command line minus Z and V for verbosity. So you need to know that Z and V for verbosity, and then you will type your target IP address and the port that you are looking for. Right, and if I want to see if 145 is open or closed, just do that on that specific target, and the answer is going to be binary. It's either going to be open or closed, and closed is going to be represented as refused. Let me show you one more time. If I want to do a port that I know it's open, 3398, I'm running RDP on that port, it's going to tell you that it's open. So you could do port scanning with that, but you can also do a port range instead of one specific port. Let's say that you want to do 100 to 4000. It's 4000 and you hit enter, and that's going to scan all the ports within that range, and it's going to tell you whether something is open, and it's going to ignore the closed state. There's no point of showing you that. So here you have. It's very useful. It's easier and quicker than Nmap, and there you go. You can use it for that. For the exam, please remember the syntax minus Z minus V. You can also use Netcat to set up a listening chat, right? So the first thing that I want to show you is that every time you're going to set up Netcat on listening mode, you do LVP. Let me bring this right here. So L stands for listening mode. V is going to be the verbosity, how much information you're going to get in the feedback, and the P is going to be the port, as we've seen before. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to set that up in listening mode. And then you have to specify the port that you would like to listen on, right? So we're going to do, let's say, 3000. So make sure you're not using a port that is opened by another application or a port that is a well-known port for another application. So we have this in here. So we have this computer on listening mode, right? And this computer's IP address is that 21. Now, let's say that I'm working on this computer and I want to set up a connection to this computer. And again, the connection is super simple. You have to connect there, do Netcat space, type the IP address 192.168.170.21, which is the IP address that you want to connect to. And remember, you also have to specify the port you want to connect to as well. So in this case, it's going to be 3000. Right, you hit to enter, and as you could see on your client computer, you see the connection was established, as you can see here. And you can do say, hi, I'm Jorge, and hey, hi, I'm Jorge, and this user is going to say, hi, Anna, and so on and so forth, and you're going to see that. Now, this example that I'm giving you of setting up a connection for chatting purposes, to be honest with you, is not something useful at all. I mean, like perhaps back in the 1998, that thing was useful, not anymore. But it's good for you to know how to set up a listening port or a listening session with Netcat, and that's what I wanted to show you. So you do the command and you type this syntax, so make sure you use the correct switches, and this represents the port that you want to listen on. And on the remote computer, the syntax is that you want to use Netcat. You type the IP address of the device you want to connect to and the port that device is listening to. If you type another port and the correct IP address, it may not work because you're not listening on that specific port. Now, let's build on this syntax and let's talk about setting up a reverse shell with Netcat. And that's going to be something more useful than the previous example. So what we're going to do here is Netcat's, and you're gonna set that up in listening mode. But this time we want to do one more thing. So we want to execute a file upon a connection, and we're gonna use switch E for that. And I'm gonna show you in a minute what we meant by that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set up the listener. So Netcat minus LVP, and we're gonna do port 4444. And then we're saying, you know what? Every time that something connects on port 4444, I want you to run or execute this file. And in this case, I'm running on Windows, and I want to execute the bash, right? The terminal. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna hit enter. And as you could see, I'm listening on port 4444, and according to the syntax, the whatever connection that happens on port 4444 is going to execute the bash, the terminal bash, right? So let me come here, and I'm going to do 192.168.170.21. You have to specify the port that you want to connect to. This does not change. Make sure you specify the port you want to connect to, and you hit enter. As you could see, there's a connection here, and I'm gonna do ls, and I'm gonna do IPA, and as you could see, I have a connection, and the IP address of this session is 192.168.170.21, which if I come here, it happens to be this computer 192.168.170.21. So whatever I do here on this session is in reality taking place right here on this computer. So as you could see, I can do pwd, I can navigate into different sections of the terminal. I can do cd user share, right? Then I do ls, and you're gonna see that information there. So you get the concept. So what I'm doing, I have a listening port on this computer that is executing the bash terminal, and from here is that I'm connecting to that session, and whatever I do here is happening there, right? So if I do pwd, if I do cd this, and I do pwd, there you go. So you get the concept. So that's how you how you can set up a basic reverse shell, right? In this case, we're doing this manually, but in more advanced videos that I'll be creating, you'll see how all this can be automated by different scripts. And lastly, what I want to show you is how to transfer files from one computer to another computer using Netcat. So what we're gonna do here, let me come to this new tab, and as you could see, I have a couple of files right in here. Let me cat crunch one to see what I have there, and it's an empty file, so let me add something to it. Nano crunch one. Right, and we have this. So let me save this. And as you could see, this is the content of these files. So when we are transferring files, in this case, what we're doing is transferring the content of the file. There are other different ways that you can move other stuff, but in this case, I want to show you how to transfer files, or what I mean by that is transferring the content of the file from this computer to another computer. So on this computer, what I would like to do is set up a listening Netcat in listening mode. So I'm going to do Netcat space, and I'm going to do -L, and I have to specify the port. Let's say that I want to do 888. That's the port that I want to use. It doesn't matter which port you use as long as it is open, it's not being used. And I want to use the symbol to send whatever output from my source is going to go to that destination, and in this case it's going to be the destination file. So I'm going to call this file 0, right? So this is what I'm doing. I'm listening on port 8888, and whatever I'm going to send over, or the command that I'm going to use to send over, is going to be saved on this file. So I'm going to do enter. And in here, I'm going to come and I'm going to do netcat space. I'm going to type the IP address of the remote computer, 192.168.170. What is the IP address of this? This is 10. And I'm going to do 888. And I'm going to do... Oh, I have to see what file. Oh, crunch1 is what I was using before, right? It says connection refused, and there must be a reason for that. So let's see what is it that I didn't do correctly here on the syntax. And I just realized what I didn't do. As you could see, I didn't specify the P for port. So let me type this, stop it. I'm gonna run it again. Oh, I believe it's not. That is... Okay, so now we're listening on 8888. So I did the P, and some commands on some versions of Nmap you need to use the minus P apart from the minus L. My bad. I should have followed the same train of thoughts that I was using before. But anyway, so here it is. I'm listening on port 88.8. And anything that I'm going to receive is going to be sent to this file 0. And from here, I'm going to do this one more time. And I'm going to send the content of crunch1 to here. And as you could see, it went through. I have a connection. So I'm going to stop this. I'm going to do ls. And I have a file 0. And if I do cat file 0, here is the content of my file. So there you go. So these are basic usage that you can do with Netcat. What I believe are the most useful syntax that you need to know for your CEH exam. So thank you for watching this video. If you found this information useful, all I ask you to do is to click on the like button, subscribe to the channel, and if you know of anyone who can benefit from this information, please feel free to share as well. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you on the next video.